What's going on, guys? The Iron Jesse here, and welcome back to my new LEGO Marvel 2026 set review. And today I'm reviewing the Venom bus. This is set 76356. It ages 18 plus, it has 413 pieces and one minifigure. I got this set at LEGO Shop at Home last month, and this set costs $50 here in North America and around the world for the lineup. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at that minifigure. I can't believe my eyes. This is our first ever Lego Tom Hardy Venom minifigure that they ever made. I am very happy that they officially done this. So the minifigure himself looks incredible. I mean, I can't stop thinking and talking about him. So the design for the character himself looks phenomenal. They crushed it with the face printing. I love that creepy smile right there with the two eyes and the dark gray lining texture on his forehead for the left and right side of his face. And yeah, they totally know that light tan color scheme for his teeth, which looks very good. And even the torso printing looks good with his abs and the white veins. So yeah, that looks really sick to me in my opinion. So I totally get why there isn't any leg printing at all, but at least the design for his legs in the movie didn't have as much detail, but at least it's cool. It's totally cool for the way it is. But I really dig the side arm printing for him. Look at this. That looks pretty cool. We have the rest of the white veins for both of his arms. Lego totally crushed it with this minifigure. So I really love the design for this guy. So yeah, they really know the design for the torso printing, the arm printing, and the leg printing. Like I said, there isn't that much detail for the legs, so that explains why they gave him the plain black legs. But yeah, he looks very cool to me in my opinion. And spinning him around to the back, we have that wonderful design for his back torso printing with the rest of the white veins and also everything else that looks totally incredible. So yeah, they really nailed the design for this minifigure, and I'm so happy that I have him in my collection. So that is it for the Tom Hardy Venom minifigure himself. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Venom bus itself, and this thing is monstrosity good. So I really love the look for this thing. So I totally dig the entire front part of it. So we do get the tongue that is in its mouth. So yeah, I really love how they totally crushed that design for the look of the tongue itself. The face and the head sculpt looks very good since they really nailed the nice design for this bus right here. So this has to be like the cool looking bus in my opinion right here. So we only get 2 stickers for this set, and that is the parts for the left or right shoulder for the white vein. So these are like the only 2 stickers that you get in the set, and the only printed pieces is the plaque itself and even the chest design for him. So the front of the bus looks good. We have the same design for the stand, and there's the plaque that I mentioned that says Lego Marvel Venom, and this is the spot where you place the minifigure right here. So yeah, I really love that design right here. And once again, like I said before, we are going to take a look at it in 2 different ways. So right now, we're going to take a look at the set in this look, and then later I'll show you how to change it up, like have it in its own way. But I honestly love how they use the wiring pieces in black. That is very clever. And the way they do this, I love how they added the little like pin pieces to connect it, and that is just pretty good for what we're seeing. So yeah, they really nailed the design for that. I love how it's crossed over with that symbiotic design for the bus itself. I was about to say figure, but it's just a bus. And as usual, well, as always, there is a spot for a minifigure to display, so you can't display him right here since there's only like 4 stars right here. Well, just 2 since I attach him to this area. So for the bottom part for the bus, I love how the whole thing is connected. So they could just made those pieces black to make it fully darker since we have those brown and light tan pieces right here and those 2 white studs for the chest plate itself. And the design for it looks pretty good. We have those like spiky pieces in black, and we have that nice connection part for the black wires right here for the chest plate. So that's just a very good design for the set itself. Now let's take a look at the right side. So we have the right side of the head That looks pretty good. So we have that nice design for the jaw to see how it's all connected. And same thing for the tongue, since we can't see it, that is connected on that ball joint piece. So that is just a very good design. And yeah, we had the rest of the detailing for his right eye, since we had that like tooth piece right here in white. And we had the spiky pieces represent his tan teeth. That is just a very good design. And I really love how that turns out. So we have the rest of the detailing for the right shoulder. And there's that sticker that I mentioned. And we have the right shoulder design right here. And we have the right side of the bust. And we do get the same thing for the left side. I forgot to mention, we have those other pieces to represent that symbiote effect for the set itself. And we have that nice design for the top part of his head. So yeah, we have the rest of the detailing for the shoulders, and I love that head design, and not a fan of that little gap that is showing, but at least it's fine though for the way it is. And we have the little bit of gaps right here, but I totally get it's just for the wires itself. And spinning it around to the back, we have the back of the head sculpt right here. So yeah, very great design for the head sculpt. I totally love how they nailed that design right here for his head. And we have the back of the bust. Let me adjust my iPad just a smidge carefully. So yeah, we have the back of the torso itself. And again, I still love how they use those pieces to connect the wires. So we have that nice design right here. Very clever in my opinion. So yeah, they just really nailed that design for it. And we have the same back design for the stand as always, but the back of the character looks very good to me in my opinion. As usual for these busts, they have articulated heads, so they can move side to side as always. Same thing with the Iron Spider one and the Mark IV Iron Man one. And we move it to the left or right side, we have like a little bit of detailing for that top part of the chest. That looks pretty good for what we're seeing. And the tongue is on the ball joint. You can move it up and down as always, which looks pretty good. And if you guys don't want it, let me see if I don't try to break. Okay, I broke some parts of the set. And I gave Venom a loose tooth, so I'll put that back later. So if you guys don't want the tongue on there, you can't just pop it out, but technically that ball joint piece gets stuck in there. So you can move the jaw up and down like this. And here's what the set looks like when you remove the tongue right here. And we have a better look of the gums right here for the set. It looks very incredible to me in my opinion. I will put that tooth piece back on right before we change up the stand. So yeah, very great design. And by the way, I love how they use that ingot piece in black to recreate his chin. And his face reminds me of pork rind just a bit because of how the way it turns out. But yeah, that is just pretty cool for what we're seeing. And I honestly love the nice look for the bust itself. And I gotta say, it looks very insanely awesome to me in my opinion. So now let's go ahead and get to the part where I show you guys how you can change up the stand. So let me show you guys how to change up the display stand. Now I know I've done this before since last year when I was reviewing the Iron Man Mark IV bust and the Iron Spider bust, since in last summer and last winter. So right now, this is the third time that I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So first, you got to take the minifigure off, since I am planning on displaying him along with the other sets, with the other minifigures. Then what you got to do is take the plaque off like this, and then you got to take both of those pieces off, and even this piece. So easy to do for those pieces right here. You got to pull them off like this nice and easily. And then if you want to, you can use an orange brick separator to yank that piece out. So I'm just going to use an orange brick separator for this. So let me see if I can get, okay, there we go. I had it like in a different way. Now, you only going to need 3 pieces to make it into a different look. So you got to use this piece, this little square piece, and this piece right here. So let's add this piece right here. So easy to do that. You got to snug it up like this. Then add the little square piece over here. And finally, attach this piece just like so. Right after that, you got to spin the display stand into a straight angle. and finally put the plaque on like this. If I could get it. All right, let me see if I can do it. Let me adjust it just a smidge. So it's better for me to do it like this. All right, there we go. Now I have it. Now I got it. And there you go. So that is how you can change it up into a standalone version. And it looks quite nice like this. So yeah, that is just how you do it. And same thing with the Iron Spider one and the Iron Man Mark IV one. And we will get that same gig with the Doctor Doom one. Well, the same thing with the Doctor Doom one is what I meant to say in 1 month. So now the set looks very nice in that position right here. So I totally dig the nice look. So this is the entire front part of it and that different look for that display stand right here. So I totally love how that turns out right here. It is the same look for the Doctor Doom one, the Iron Spider one, and the Mark IV Iron Man one. So take a look at the right side. What we already took a look at the design for the bus, but take a look at the right side of the stand in that different look. So that's just pretty good. The same thing for the left side. And here's what the back looks like. So that is just a pretty good design for the way it is. And by the way, I forgot to mention, you can twist the bus if you want to. Well, technically, I show you how you can change it up. So you can have it in this angle or this angle with or without the minifigure on it, but whatever you want to do. But that is just pretty much it for this set. So you can swap those pieces out to make it in this look, or you can make it into the one with the minifigure if you want to display the set along with him. But I'm just gonna display the Venom minifigure along with the other sets right here. But that is all that you get for this set. So that is it for the entire build. Now let's move on to the overall. I really like this set. So honestly, this bus is starting to get better than the Iron Spider one and the Mark IV Iron Man ones from last year, but this is incredible. So I'm so happy that Lego actually made a Tom Hardy Venom set from the old Venom trilogy, since I feel like Lego has officially listened to the fans right here. And this is like something that we've always been wanting for years now. So yeah, this is a very nice looking set, but the price range is not that good. I mean, $50 for a 413 piece set. This Mamma Jamma should have been a $40 set, because that would have fit the price, not the price, well, the piece count a lot better is what I meant to say, excuse me. But I love the design for the head sculpt, and even the build for the tongue looks good. And like I said, you can swap it out if you don't want the tongue to be in his mouth. Well, you can't just take it out, is what I meant to say. If you guys don't want it in his mouth, you can just take it off of that ball joint piece, well, even though it gets stuck in there. But I love the design for the gums for the mouth itself, for the jaw. It looks pretty good. And I love how they use the black wiring pieces to make it go across for both of the left and right side of the set. That looks very clever in my opinion. I just love how Lego did that. But we only get 2 stickers, which is the white vein shoulder designs. Well, they could just made it printed pieces, but at least the ones on his chest are printed, and that is all that you get. But yeah, I just really love that design for the build itself. I love the look for the eyes. The back looks very good. And we do get that same look for that display stand for him. And like I said, you can't have it in this position or the one that you can display with the minifigure along with it. And speaking of the minifigure, he looks phenomenal. So this is like our second new Venom in my opinion, because the one that we got from earlier this year was based off of the Sam Raimi trilogy. So I'm glad Lego is making some new Venom minifigures, since we had that 2019 version for so dang long and it's starting to get on my nerves. But I'm glad we've gotten another new Venom that is new and exclusive in the set. So we have that one and the Sam Raimi one. I'm glad Lego is finally making a different Venom minifigure instead of reusing the one from 2019. But it would be awesome if they made the same design for this set, but for Carnage, that is based off of the second film, which is Let There Be Carnage. Since I would love to have a Woody Harrelson Carnage minifigure in the future. Hopefully Lego will actually do that soon, because that would have worked. I mean, not work. That would have been awesome, is what I meant to say, for the lineup itself. It would go great right next to this set right here. But anywho, this is a pretty good set right here in my opinion, since I feel like some people are starting to like this set. I personally like it in my opinion, but I wish this was a $40 set instead of a $50 set, because that would have been a lot better to match up the piece count. But still, this is an incredibly looking set in my opinion. Hopefully they will make a Woody Harrelson Carnage bus set in the future from the Let There Be Carnage film, because that would have been awesome to me in my opinion. So I don't have anything else to say about this set. I just thought it looks pretty dang cool in my opinion. So that is it for now. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new. Hit that notification bell, the save button, and don't forget to Hulk smash that comment section down below. And tell me in the comments what you guys think about this set for the lineup. I'll see you later.